In this video, we're doing a recover item mission type. So for our squad, I'm bringing a specialist, that way we can remotely hack the objective. We're also bringing a Reaper. Our Phantom Ranger is currently on a covert action, so I figured I'd bring out our Reaper for one more mission. Aside from that, we have the usual Ranger, Grenadier, and Sharpshooter. In terms of items, we've given our Talon rounds back to the Ranger, and our Sharpshooter has the flashbang as usual. We've also upgraded our Ranger with a shard gun, so now she's going to be doing even more damage. And finally, we've given our specialist a basic stock. While this one isn't quite as good as the one on our Grenadier, every little bit of damage helps.
Menace 1-5, we've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised, self-detonating charges are in place at the target. Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
Commander, I'm getting faint traces of a signal coming through. Someone on the ground is trying to reach us, but I can't make it out. Keep your eyes peeled for possible contacts down there.
That's the sitrep we got. It just means there'll be certain civilians dotted around the map, and if you get close to one, you get a small amount of supplies.
I will go.
As always, we're going to take our Reaper out and try and find the first pod.
The invaders sent a patrol.
We've got a sectoid and a mech. Mechs are fairly dangerous enemies in that they're armored, do a decent amount of damage, and have an explosive area attack. I definitely want to take it out before it gets an action.
Let's do this! Got it, moving. Move! Moving out. Good copy. Moving on target. Location confirmed.
I want to make sure my specialist will be able to easily see the mech, as combat protocol is a guaranteed 4 to 5 damage against mechanicals.
As you order, Commander.
Scanning.
Reapers are always vigilant. Roger, got my eyes on.
Another pod. This time we've got an officer, a trooper, and a purifier. Our ranger can't see them, so it should be fine as long as we don't go too far. Normally I would go for the most dangerous enemy first, but the mech is too armored, which means we'd be doing minimal damage. So I'm going to go for the sectoid this time.
We're in their sights! This is an extremely well-equipped mechanized combat unit. We'll need to look for vulnerabilities if we're going to take that thing out.
As per usual, we start with the Grenadier. This will kill the sectoid and also remove the mech's armor, because we have the weak points resistance order. And then we just execute it with the shotgun.
I got it, right?
Now we'll move our specialist over to cover with an overwatch. We'll also swing our Reaper off to one side. That way if the pod comes down this way, they won't detect him.
I'm on it.
The pod hasn't moved. I'm considering deleting them using the Claymore.
I go where you tell me.
We're actually only one tile away from activating this pod, so we will just stack up with the rest of our units in case they move.
On your order.
I see everything.
Affirmative. Covering now. Come get some. Affirmative. Covering now.
I'm not sure whether the object next to it is explosive, but I also want to blow a hole in the wall, so we can hopefully get it with our specialist.
I'll leave this here.
If you say so.
On my way.
We've got eyes on the objective. On the move.
Apparently our ranger can actually see the objective from there, so instead we might swap with the specialist.
I guess that'll be okay.
We also have one of the sitrep civilians over here. We'll have to come back for them later.
Got it covered.
Now we can see it. We'll move our specialist over here, and then just quickly hack the objective.
Infiltrating their system.
Neither of these rewards are especially exciting, but every little helps.
Bypassing security. Piece of cake. The gear is secure. Menace 1-5, status confirmed. The charges are inactive and the package is secure. Eliminate any remaining...
Normally I would keep my sharpshooter up here and put her on overwatch, but she doesn't have long watch. So instead I'm going to hop down and quickly grab this civilian, since he's right here.
Why am I on cargo duty? Alright, I'll go!
We'll hold position with the rest of our squad, and send the Reaper out to try and find the last pod.
Come get some.
No one will cross. I am on the move.
We've got a trooper, a sectoid, and another mech. We'll start gradually making our way over towards them. Since they're down in a pit, I'm not worried about activating them.
Heading out.
Absolutely.
Double time!
On my watch. Hard target, minimal damage.
Get it together! It's dead. It has to be dead.
That's good and bad. On the one hand we really need to kill that mech, because the mech will probably use rockets next turn. On the other hand, killing a unit outright is always nice. It's warning you about friendly fire, but that's just because the objective is there. We've already got the item, so it's safe to destroy. Since it only has 4 HP now, we'll use combat protocol to guarantee the kill.
Not a problem.
We'll take this shot with our sharpshooter, just to try and feed her a kill.
Woo! You see that?
Status confirmed. All hostiles are down and the area is secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Nothing much to say here. Another example of why scouting and Overwatch ambushes are so useful.
I wondered how the new gear would hold up, Commander. Looks to me like it's working out just fine.
The only promotion we have is on our specialist. I'm going to be giving him Haywire Protocol again.
Another impressive effort, Commander. My expectations were high, and yet you have exceeded them.
We'll go and scan the intel, that way we can hopefully generate a new scan site.
Extreme among your kind. There is hypocrisy in questioning the Elder's vision in collusion with such savage beings.
We've got a new room open. I'm going to go for the proving ground, that way we can start getting some high-tech items going.
Well, Commander, we've pushed our current power systems to the limit. We don't have any capacity to spare, which means we can't expand our facilities further.
We're going to have to upgrade our power again at some point.
Commander, you should establish contact moving forward with their plans.
This will prove to have been an important breakthrough.
We have an inspiration for experimental weapons, but I'm not a big fan of them. I'm going to do resistance communications. I actually really want to do the Advent mech breakdown, for reasons we'll explain when we get to it, but we need to start contacting regions.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available. Although I had real...
Commander, there were a few wounded during the latest covert action, but after a few days' rest, everyone will be ready to get back out there.
Now we have a lieutenant, which means we can actually do the next Hunt the Chosen action. That's what we'll do, just to have another slot free. We can do the scientist later.
We'll get the job done. Don't worry, Commander.
Maximum power consumption reached.
We're running too low on power. The only way to get more power currently is to staff an engineer here. Of these options, we'll probably build a training center.
Strategic resource located.
Avenger power, as you've just seen, is amazingly good. It's a good thing we scanned that intel.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the Avatar project. If we're going to slow them down, we'll need to move fast.
The outcome of this research can only further our advances, Commander.
Now we can build resistance comms, which will allow us to contact more regions. I don't really care about this too much. 20% isn't so important as to delay our research anymore. I really want to get Advent mech breakdown as soon as possible. I think I'm going to cancel this training center. We really need to start contacting more regions. We've delayed long enough.
Just give the word and I'll get started, Commander.
We're going to switch to resistance comms, as it's much more important.
Facility construction initiated.
Commander, we can now work to establish contact with local resistance groups operating out of regions around the globe. Once we've collected sufficient intel to make contact, we'll need to scan the target region for the operative signal.
We definitely want to contact the Black Site region, but first we'll finish getting this power.
Proving grounds are ready, Commander. We can build the Skulljack whenever you give the word.
The proving ground is for building high-tech equipment in the game. Some of them are going to be very useful, some not so much.
Welcome to the Proving Grounds, Commander. It seemed like a good idea to isolate some of our more experimental concepts, especially when it comes to weapons development.
These 3 just give you random ammo, grenades, and heavy weapons, including the Talon rounds we got earlier. I'm going to build a Spark, because I just have a real obsession with these things.
I'll have the team get started immediately, Commander. I'll let you know as soon as we've made progress.
We'll get our engineer excavating a new room. We don't really need the exposed power coil just yet. We should probably take the room on the left, because it needs less people, but I decide to go for the middle instead. Probably a mistake in hindsight. It's time for another Advent retaliation.
If they ingratiate themselves, grovel and kneel before the elders, then perhaps the gods will grant them mercy.
It's important to note that after the first retaliation, you're not guaranteed to get a chosen every time. It's only been 1 mission since the last time we saw him, so he's probably not going to be on this mission.
Setting course for Eastern United States.